Yo, what is up everybody? Prime Dice here again with another video. If you watched my previous video, I was going over the Extort build and how to dominate GvG when it comes to Extort and everything, etc., so on and so forth, you know. But now comes the build that not many people knew about, okay? And this build that we're going to be talking about, it's a Skyent, the counter for Extort. We're going to be going over what are the pieces that you need, how to use it, what are some substitutions, and just have the general understanding and idea behind the set, so you can begin to apply it if you are getting faced with some annoying Extort builds out there and they are just demolishing you. Okay, hey, if you are enjoying my content so far, please don't forget to like the video, okay? It will help out the channel a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe down below as well. I'm on that road to 1,000 subscribers, and I really it's been a long journey, okay? So if you want to support the channel and whatever, and all these videos that I've been doing and whatnot, make sure to do those two things and whatever. And with that being said, enough japping, let's get right into the build, okay? So first off, we're going to be talking about Skyent and where you can actually get Skyent, okay? Skyent, you can get it in World Boss, and it's a tier 20 on World Boss Beef, the notorious Beef World Boss. And here you will find the pieces that you actually need, okay? For these pieces, you will need the main hand, the offhand, and the head, okay? And what the Skyent does, aside from the skills, you know, like if you have 2 pieces, gain 4% accuracy. The 3 pieces, your healing skills have 50% chance to cleanse the target and give them enrage for X amount, you know, that is tied to your damage and whatnot. And then you will have the 4/4 that you will get 15% armor, 10% barrier, and your teammates gain 15% armor, 10% barrier, and 20% electric resistance. You know, I mean, electric resistance, I really don't care too much about that, you know, but having something that will cleanse some things on you, that's also really good, especially when you heal and whatnot. And obviously having that armor and that barrier will also work wonders with you, okay? We also, in here, you will also get the Gomoloid cycle armor. At this one, you need it for the build. Eventually you will see the pictures on top, but not now. So for this one, it prevents a teammate's death, then heal and shield them for 150% once per adventure, okay? The next one is going to be the ring, the Sacramentum ring. That is this one. If you guys have not seen it, it's a Subsidian Sacramentum, and then you have the other one that is going to be Infestus and Effusio. So it all depends where you want to have this one, but for this build specifically, there's going to be two builds when it comes to Skyent, okay? So for both of them, you will have the increases all teammates armor by 7% and 35 chance to curse your enemy when they hit you, okay? And this one is the tier 20 D4, okay? That is zone 19. That it will be, you actually, is in Galactic Trials. Whenever you clear this dungeon and whatever, the Martyr's Garden, this is where you will get the piece over here in the milestone. You claim it, boom, whatever, and then you will be able to craft it if you have the materials necessary in order to craft that one. And I believe for this one, it is not that difficult to actually craft like Sacramentum. You just need five mythics from each area, okay? 5 from raids, 5 from world boss, and 5 from trial and gauntlet, you know. And obviously the astro coin, that's whenever you clear the D4, that's where you're going to actually get it, okay? Aside from that, obviously for your pet, you will actually use Tatooine for and for your that's for your accessory, sorry. And for your pet, you will use Sarli and whatever. You will see the builds right now. Okay, with that, curse, what does curse do, right? Because you know that we're going to be using it for the one that has the armor and it has the curse and whatever. So what does curse do? And armor, right? So curse, what it does is that your enemies gain X% chance to cast 0 SP skills only. So what that means is that if you apply curse to the enemy, they will not be able to use any other skills aside from the main skill that costs 0 SP, okay? And the armor, what it does is that it reduces in power and dual strike by X% on attacks you take. Armor does not interact with true damage, okay? So armor, doesn't matter how much armor that you have, true damage will always be true damage. You know, it really doesn't matter what bonus is or whatever the hell you have. Like, true damage is going to always be true damage, and that can't be mitigated, okay? But it does help whenever the enemy team is empowering you and the dual strike and all that stuff, etc. Okay, so now you're going to be seeing the pictures on top. Okay, we're going to be going over the first build. I already went through how to get all the items and everything. So right now, the one that you're seeing on screen, obviously I don't have Skyent. I used to have it, but I didn't know that there was a build that existed for Skyent, so I melted it because, again, I'm broken when it comes to materials and I needed to use it. Okay, when it comes to this, the build that you're going to be using, obviously the 3 pieces of Skyent, Starweave on the neck, okay? That way you have the 4/4 bonus of Skyent that we went over it. And with this one, you're going to be using the revive, okay? So both sets, like part 1 and part 2, when it comes to this, you need to use them in conjunction, like in the same team. It's not either or, okay? If you can have in your GvG or whatever to counter Extort, it will be better to use this setup that I'm going to show you right now and the other setup that I'm going to show you after this picture, okay? So keynotes that you need to see here is that obviously we're going to be using the Cyclone Mythic armor, the body piece that has revive. This body piece, it does not stack with other Cyclone armor, okay? So if you have other people that have Cyclone armor and whatever with the revive, guess what? It's not going to stack. It's only once, and only one of them is going to proc, and that's it, okay? So that's why this build that you're seeing right now and the next one as well, you need to use it in conjunction. Whenever I get to the other one, you will see why. So when it comes to this one, obviously with the armor, if you die and whatever, or if somebody dies, you will be able to revive them full health and full shield and whatever. Well, 150%, right? So let me show you again what this body piece actually does. Here it is. Prevents a teammate's death, then heal and shield them for 150% once per adventure, okay? So that's what that does. So anybody that dies and whatever, they will heal for 150% heal and shields, and boom, that person is going to be up and running again. I really went over the ring. Obviously you want to have it on the armor piece and whatever, and everything, all your stats and everything are going to be set over to health, okay? Starweave, we all know what Starweave does. The only thing that I did not check is, just in case if you guys don't have Starweave, this one is a neck, if I'm not mistaken, because that's what it looks like. So if you don't have Starweave all the way to tier 19 or, well, tier 20 or tier 21 or whatever, just get the neck. I'm assuming that this is the neck, since obviously the I can't see the text or whatever, so it is what it is, you know. So I will assume that this is the neck. If it is not the neck, then you need to get Starweave. That's simple. I'm not even gonna stress about it, okay? Okay, so for that one, that is the things that you're going to be using. Also for your accessory, you want to do it for the block chance. The block chance is going to help you out a lot when it comes to damage mitigation and all that stuff, etc. Remember, the idea behind Skyent is for you to be able to survive the hits from Extort in order for your main DPS to do the damage, okay? If your main DPS doesn't die and you survive the blast hits of Extorts, you know, like the 12 hits of Extort, assuming that you're facing a team that has like four Extorts, you know, each of them are like triple Extorts and whatever, it's 12 hits that you need to survive, okay? That's why the ideal placement for this build that you're seeing on top is to actually have him at the end of the formation. Okay, that will be the ideal, because if you have this guy up in front with the revive and he dies, he's gonna revive himself, you know. So that's one wasted right there, one revive wasted right there, you know. In a way, you know, and you will see whenever you see the other picture. Okay, obviously Sarli is good just for your sustain, but you can either use Sarli, Dwadin, or crew or whatever. But Sarli and Dwadin, any of these three pets will actually work really good when it comes to that. And for the mount that you will want the mount that actually gives you evade, and this mount is called Sherms. Okay, it's I mean it's a little bit higher on the attack and whatever, but it really doesn't matter because it helps you, so you can also do some damage if you actually survive all the hits from the extorts and whatnot, so that way you can help your DPS. And mainly, if I'm not mistaken, it is used for the 5% chance evade. Okay, because whenever you if you're looking at the picture, your major runes are going to be set for evade. Okay, and then yeah, okay, so that goes the setup and how to use it. Another thing that you can actually switch up, either using this build or the other one that you're going to be using, instead of having the Sacramental ring, assuming that you don't have it, you can also use the Usonian power. Okay, because remember, as Skyent, you need to absorb as much damage as possible and try to stay alive as much as possible, so your main DPS can actually help you out. Okay, and I will, if you continue all the way to the end, I will tell you like a good setup, like the perfect setup that you can have when it comes to extort counters and whatever, and one of the replacements that you can actually use in case if you don't have one on the second slot when it comes to your team. Okay, and Usonian power again is something that you can use 30% chance to consume 1 SP and spread heal when you get hit. Okay, that's really good to maintain your whole team alive and whatever. Okay, let's go over the enchants, the runes, sorry. The runes for both of them, as the enchants are going to stay the same. Okay, so I'm gonna go over them here, and then I'm gonna show you the next picture so you guys can see the other setup that you can actually use Skyent with. Okay, so obviously for this one, you will actually be using the on the relic rune. On the relic rune, you're going to be using Dagala, and Dagala is somewhere here. Here it is. So Dagala, it says 7.5% chance when you get hit to heal yourself equal to 10% of your current health. So the more health that you have, the more heals you are going to get, and the longer that you're going to stay alive. Again, remember, we are supposed to be the meat shield. Okay, we're there just to protect our main DPS. Okay, and then the artifact rune, we're going to be using Melgu, and Melgu is 5% chance when you get hit to ignore offensive bonuses. So any offensive bonuses that the enemy has and whatever, you have a 5% chance that you're going to ignore all of that, you know. And then for the meta rune, we got the core as well. Below 25% health, heals received are 125% more effective. So that is really nice as well, because if you're low health and whatnot, guess what, your heals are going to be more powerful, so you're going to stay alive even more. Okay, then there was one that you can actually use. It says your opponent's first attack on you has a 15% increased chance to be deflected. If you have this one, you can also use it, and this one you can actually pair it with Dimitri. I think his name is when it comes to the accessory. Let me see real quick because I always forgot. Demeters, not Dimitri. Demeters. You can pair it with Demeters. It also has 17% deflect chance, and if you pair it with that rune that I just showed you, the first attack of the opponent may be deflected, and then they can kill themselves, right, whenever it comes to that. Okay, and obviously the enchants, everything is going to be barrier. If you have all 6, 2.5 barrier is going to be 15% of barrier additional of what you already have and everything. Okay, so that is the first setup, and how obviously to build the first setup, at least have one. And whenever you're playing GvG, remember that you have two teams, right? Usually whenever you start GvG, the first team on the opponent side, they will have a full team of extorts. Okay, and if you manage to withstand those attacks, again, it's a high probability that you may win. Okay, so you have this setup right here, and the next setup, everything is going to stay the same except for the pet and the body. Okay, because this build over here, you're going to be using the doctor suit, and this one will give you 25% barrier. Okay, on top of the 15% from your enchants, that will be a total of 40% barrier that you will have. And I forgot if Skyent also have barrier. I think it has like 10% barrier as well on top of that. You know, just do the math. You know, you guys are smart enough to do the math and understand how much barrier you will have in total. So yeah, you will be using the Doctor Suit set for that barrier, because remember that barrier can stop the enemy's attacks. Okay, so that way if they begin attacking and they're on a chain, guess what? You can just stop that, and it just ends right there. And obviously dwatting, because dwatting will give you heal and shield whenever you get hit. And remember, and also before I forget, for both pets, it's whenever you get hit, that's when you want your pets to proc. Okay, I mean, I'm assuming that you're supposed to know that, since you are technically like a Michio, like a tank and whatever. So obviously your pet is whenever you get hit, so where you can get the maximum benefits when it comes to your pets and everything. Okay, also with the doctor suit and whatever, you can also use Usonian power. So on top of having that barrier and whatever, you also have like another source of sustain, plus you have dwatting for the heal and shield as well, so that will work out. Okay, if you don't have dwatting, Sarli, or crew and whatever, hey, just put anything that will heal you at least, not shield only. You know, if you put, let's say that you get the B.750 or whatever the hell that robot is called, and it's only shield, then hey, obviously logically you need to use your Usonian power, because you need to have a way in order to sustain yourself. And maybe switch out the Gala Rune or something for whenever, for you to get SP whenever you get hit, so that way you're proccing the Usonian power. Okay, yeah, again, the setup is the same. When it comes to the second setup, at least at the picture that you're looking at right now. So what is the best team composition for this, right? The first one in front of your team, right? It will be the one that's using the doctor suit, okay, with the barrier and everything. Remember, we need to survive 12 hits. Okay, so the most effective one will actually be having the one with barrier up front. If for whatever reason he dies, then the second one that you need to have in that position is the ancient build, the ancient tank build. Okay, because he is going to back up, he's going to help, he's going to be like the support for the Skyent player that is up front. The third one is supposed to be your ancient speed bait, or your ancient speed build, in order for you to do the damage and to kill the enemy. And the last one, in the last position, you will have the one with the cyclone armor that has the revive, because if the first one dies and whatever, boom, like this guy with the revive will revive the one with the barrier, and that way you can just continue to proc and continue to absorb all the damage while your DPS actually kills all the enemies. What happens if in your guild you don't have maybe ancient builds, or you don't have an ancient tank build or anything like that? Then just mix and match with the Usonian power and the doctor suit and all that stuff. So the first one will be the doctor suit, and maybe have him with the Sacramentum ring if he has a Sacramentum ring, or the Usonian power. The second one will be another one with the doctor suit with the 25% barrier, and hopefully obviously it will be better if that one has the Sacramentum rings for that curse, for them to apply the curse, and for them to actually be able to apply it was curse, and what was the other thing, and the armor for the whole team, as well as the last one, you know. and then obviously your DPS. If you don't have anybody with the ancient speed build or whatever, then any good DPS that you want to put in there, okay. And then obviously the last one, and then the second team, whatever you want to put in there depending on your guild, right? So those are like the different setups that you can actually use when it comes to that. Just remember that the Cyclone Revive body does not stack with others, so it's only one that will actually be able to proc, and that's it, okay. And yeah, and that is it. This build, I really didn't know about this build. If I knew about this build sooner, I wouldn't have melted my Skyent pieces or anything like that, you know. I would have saved them. But yeah, this is the counter for the Extort builds. If you learned something, make sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I missed anything or if I made a mistake when it comes to these builds and whatever, you know. Yeah, with that being said, enough yapping. If you are enjoying my content, if you're enjoying everything that I'm doing so far, please don't forget to like the video down below, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button as well, so that way you support the channel and you help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Again, much love, homies. I really do appreciate everything that you guys have been doing for me. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace out, homies.